Who doesn't love a good rom-com? It blows my mind that Pluto TV has some of the most beloved classic rom-coms and lets us stream them for free. From adorable meet-cutes to emotional roller coaster rides, let's run through rom-coms streaming on Pluto TV that you should have seen by now. First up, Pluto TV has one of Tom Cruise's only rom-coms, Jerry Maguire. We've all seen Tom Cruise falling fast out of the sky and we know he's great at it, but in Jerry Maguire, he proves that he's also great at playing a man slowly falling in love. But I guess that comes easy when your significant other in a film is played by the absolutely charming Renee Zellweger. She is incredible at playing up her character Dorothy's crush on Jerry that I immediately felt giddy as if I was gonna melt the moment they first met. Who knew that a film largely set in the sports world has some of the most iconic and memorable rom-com moments and dialogue ever? Like, I'm pretty sure you've heard of the line, "You had me at hello," and yep, that's from the movie Jerry Maguire. And not much will top Jerry describing Dorothy's outfit as more than a dress. It's an Audrey Hepburn movie. And them standing across from each other on the street like this, they're just too cute. And I can't talk about cuteness in this film without mentioning Dorothy's son, Ray, whose presence and connection with Jerry make the story even more precious. Now, any good rom-com isn't just rainbows and butterflies. And this film also shows us the art of letting go and how sometimes you don't realize how good you have it until you've lost it. But still, by the time I was through watching this movie, I was genuinely smiling from ear to ear and can't help but think that it definitely deserves a spot in a top rom-coms list. Next is a gem we are lucky is streaming free on Pluto TV, When Harry Met Sally. I am a sucker for the push and pull dynamic in rom-coms, and this movie is all about that as it sets out to answer the question, can men and women ever truly just be platonic friends? A large portion of the movie is Harry and Sally yapping to each other and stating their case about this argument. And you might be like, oh, so boring. But no, that's what makes it fascinating to watch, because the dialogue and the back and forth between Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal is so natural and funny. It's a feat that it's primarily through their conversations that we get to know them and clearly see the evolution of their friendship. And that's another thing I like about this movie. The dynamic between Harry and Sally is not what you typically see between the two main characters in a rom-com. They don't intentionally flirt with each other, and they're so comfortable around each other as friends that we even got that I'll have what she's having scene. But deep down, you can feel that they've both got feelings for each other, and so the build-up is so much more heartwarming to see unfold. I also just have to say that Meg Ryan's hair in this movie is chef's kiss. It truly is a character of its own. Another day, another Meg Ryan rom-com, and I'm not complaining. Thank God that Pluto TV has Sleepless in Seattle. I learned from this film how brilliant of an actress Meg Ryan is, and I also love movies that do things differently. And this is one of those. It doesn't start off with a meet cute, but rather the whole movie is a lead up to the meet cute. If you were wondering who would possibly fall in love with someone just by hearing them speak over the radio, Annie is the person you're looking for. She became fascinated with Sam, Mr. Sleepless in Seattle, after hearing how well he can talk about his feelings on a radio program. Though she's engaged, not necessarily happily might I add, and Sam lives on the other side of the country, she writes to him asking him to meet her at the Empire State Building on Valentine's Day. She is a perfect example of what happens when you let your intrusive thoughts win. But just having been to NYC myself, I can't deny that meeting someone for the first time at the top of the Empire State Building is magical and romantic. Next up is a light, feel-good rom-com on Pluto TV, Julie and Julia. Based on true stories, it intertwines the separate lives of Julia Child as she was writing a cookbook introducing French cuisine to Americans, and Julie Powell's own journey vlogging about her attempt at cooking all 524 recipes in this cookbook within a year. While romance isn't the main focus of the film, it's touching seeing how the support of their respective partners played a big role in helping them conquer these endeavors. And it's a good reminder that an everyday things such as food has the power to bring people together. That said, make sure that you have snacks with you when you watch this film, or else you'll end up crying uncontrollably like them in this hilarious onion cutting scene because you're starving. And if you needed a sign to put yourself out there and pursue what you love, this movie is it. We are still keeping things light, so next up is The Beautician and the Beast, which is also streaming on Pluto TV. This is a twist on the classic Beauty and the Beast tale that unexpectedly had me laughing out loud multiple times. Fran Drescher is incredibly funny, and her performance is definitely definitely my favorite thing about this movie. So it follows Joy Miller, a beauty school teacher from New York who becomes a local hero after rescuing lab animals from a fire. Because of this, a representative from Slovakia mistakes her for a science teacher and hires her to tutor the children of his country's dictator. Their dictator wanted to give his children a Western education in hopes of improving his image, but in a turn of events, Joy also gave his relationship with his children and his love life a total makeover. And finally, we've got No Strings Attached streaming on Pluto TV. Things naturally get complicated when you sleep with a lifelong friend. Or does it? That's what Emma and Adam want us to believe, that things between them can be kept purely physical and they won't develop feelings for each other at all. But we all know that even with their ground rules, that's not true, and to us, it's just a matter of figuring out who will fall in love first. The chemistry between Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher is undeniable and is definitely the beating heart of the film. And I also have to point out how Adam is annoyingly adorable. Like, he is such a yearner. He's such a romantic. He totally had me smirking when he made a period mix and soup to make Emma feel better. Like, dude, we get it. Just tell her you love her already. And their first date together? Simply too cute. A highlight of the film is definitely the confession scene between them because it's very well acted, very well paced, and when Adam says, "If you come any closer, I'm not letting you go," simply beautiful. And that's a wrap for our rundown of rom-coms you should have seen by now. Thank you so much for joining me today, and don't forget that you can stream all these rom-coms and more for free on Pluto TV.